So just sit right back and relax. Whoop. And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. Opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of the... Hey, Dave.
Guys, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for his play call.
I love his honesty. All right, thank you, D.A. And now the opening lineup for Boston. On is the 2 with Tatum at the 3. Enes Kanter is out there with Williams. And it's Walker in at the point guard position. And for the 76ers, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. Richardson against Brown. Kicks it out to Richardson. 6 on the shot clock. Latrey. No good that time. And it's Boston the other way. And Bill, of the championships you've watched the Celtics win, do you have a favorite?
I do, actually. 1984. Came back against the Lakers in the Kevin McHale clothesline game. Brought them back to the Garden for Game 5. It was so hot Kareem had to wear the oxygen mask. And then finished them off in Game 7.
Rambis was the recipient of that clothesline.
He was.
Yes.
And he deserved it. It's not like he didn't deserve it. But the Celtics were just tougher that year. I try to forget that the next year they came back and beat the Celtics.
Walker's shot is off.
Even for a player who's not a three-point specialist, I mean, that's a shot you got to knock down.
Offensive rebound. Simmons goes up and lays it nice and easy. Simmons got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, he's a supreme competitor. Simmons, he creates second chance opportunities with his hustle.
In watching Jaylen Brown, sometimes, Billy looks like a future star. Other times, he's struck. Now, he's only a couple years into this league, and I get that, but what do you think he needs to do to gain more consistency with this game?
I'm actually a huge Jaylen Brown fan. The last 4 months of the season, he became a really good two-way player. And I think the model for him potentially is Paul George, because he had a lot of the same checkpoints that Paul George did.
Great comparison.
Paul George is somebody that the first couple years of his career didn't go to the line very much, which I always like to look at to see, especially with a forward, if they're going to actually become a real scorer, you want those free throw attempts to be kind of in the 7, 8, 9 range. Jaylen Brown doesn't get to the line. But Paul George didn't either. And I think he's such a good athlete. He's a really smart basketball player. I think he plays hard. I think that was a weird situation that he was in last year. And he was one of the only ones that got better as the year went on.
He plays hard. You saw something in his eye. I don't think he liked coming off the bench.
He didn't. I think he's really good.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston.
Things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
The defensive intensity has to pick up, and I'm sure coach is going to let them know that.
And the 76ers making a change here. Smith has checked in, and a change for the Celtics. Tice has checked in. For Boston, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. So with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, you have 2 players who consistently look to score in the paint.
Yeah.
What's the best way, do you think, to blend those 2 teams?
Trade Ben Simmons. I think that would be the best way. I don't think long term that this is a fit together, because he can't shoot. And you can cheat it, and you can have him move off screens, and you can have him try to establish the fast break and all that stuff. But we saw in the playoffs, when everything slows down, they didn't know where to put him on the basketball court. He basically became Ben Wallace in the mid-2000s, like setting screens for people and rebounding. And for Embiid, I want to surround Embiid with shooters. I want to model a team almost like Milwaukee did with Giannis. I want somebody who can handle the ball not only in fast break but half court too. And I just don't think they work together. I think there's a ceiling when you have those two guys as your best guys.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw of the night here. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Will it go? And it's sent back by Horford.
You can't be careless around Horford. Throw up a weak shot around him, he'll send it back.
Simmons passes to Horford. Stolen by Cantor. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Joel Embiid. Scott comes in for Al Horford. James Ennis will check in for Harris. And it's Burke in for Ben Simmons. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. O'Quinn dishes to Ennis. Back to O'Quinn. Now the pass to Scott. Lays it up off the glass.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Outside, Walker. Over Burke. Boston again missing.
Their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
From deep three-point range. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Philadelphia. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about Mick.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Guys, 76ers pretty much in control here, it would seem.
They came in on a mission, razor-sharp offense in that first period.
Yeah, and now they got to find a way to keep it going, keep growing that lead.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court right now for the Celtics, Walker and Smart, the guards. Ennis Cantor is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Tice in at the 5.
Yeah, that was the third straight high-percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16-seed no-conference playoff format years ago. I think they were really worried about the travel, though. And they've looked at it, and they've really studied it, and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round 1, and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff, and it's a 2-2-1-1-1 series. What is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it. I wish they did it. I don't like the conferences. I don't really understand them. And over the course of NBA history, they've been really confused by the conferences. I wrote about this in the book of basketball, where we had years where San Antonio was playing in the East for a while, and Baltimore was in the West, which, go look at a map. Baltimore being in the West is ridiculous. Baltimore was in the West and Philly was in the East, and they're like 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah, they know.
So they've never really 100% figured out the conferences, and I just think the 1 through 16 makes more sense.
It would sure be better basketball.
It would be better.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Philadelphia. Raul Neto comes in for Josh Richardson. Then for the Celtics, Williams, he's checked in for Cantor. Gordon Hayward comes in for Tatum. And it's Edwards in for Kemba Walker. Boston again missing. The 76ers leading by 18. Embiid inside, defended by Tice. Embiid kicks to Harris. 5 on the clock. Elbow shot is on the way. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
He keeps that mid-range jump shot alive. I love seeing Harris utilize this area of the floor.
And always as enlightening as you're going to find. Bill, thank you so much for your insights. Always appreciate you joining us. I hope you come back.
I don't want to leave. Why do I have to go? Can I just stay here for the
I'm
rest
reading
of the
this
game?
note, and the note says,
No,
thank Bill.
I'm not leaving.
Hope he comes back.
I'm staying.
Okay. You know, Greg, Bill Simmons has worn so many hats as a writer, a podcaster, a broadcaster. Now, it's nice to let him wear one more on our broadcast.
He's been successful for a reason, Kevin. There's a fearlessness, but also great humor in his perspective. And the free agency fate of Kyrie Irving hung over the Celtics last season. Now that he's gone, how do they weather his departure?
Well, yeah, great question. I think that the uncertainty was a drain on all of them. I mean, Kyrie's obviously an elite talent. I still think they have what it takes, though, to get it done.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Horford comes in for Joel Embiid, and Trey Burke subbed in for Raul Neto. Back to Horford. Outside for Simmons. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Here's Edwards. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Edwards got his first bucket in this one.
When you see how Hayward just made that pass, you got to say, man, he's got some vision.
Harris looking it over. Here's Horford, up and in on the layup. Horford's got 8.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Edwards passes to Smart. Edwards with it to the inside. Here's Poirier, and the shot goes in. Poirier's got his first bucket of the night.
I mean, you can see the D just a little slow getting to the bucket. I mean, he'll make you pay for that.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. 76ers ahead, up by 16.
Kevin, thanks.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. Right out of the gates, it was Philadelphia setting the tone. They opened up the game knocking down shots and defending. And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Al Horford has been sensational.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
What about the speed and the muscle Simmons has? I mean, it makes defenders nervous, if you ask me. Such a difficult matchup.
Good on the second free throw.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
A nice shot by Embiid.
Look, I love how Simmons makes his teammates better. He's consistent at looking to get them going.
Celtics trail by 19. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
That's good from Horford on the assist by Simmons. 10 points for Al Horford.
Now, this is how much confidence Horford has in himself. It's what makes him such an efficient offensive player.
Passes to Smart. Now here's Edwards. To the wing on the left. Outside Williams. Over Horford. Here's Poirier. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Embiid drives in. And that one, good. And 12 points for Al Horford.
It's no wonder why they're in front when you take into consideration that he's been perfect from the field so far.
Now Edwards. He dishes it to Williams. Pass to Poirier. Lachey. It's hauled in by Harris. The 76ers leading by 19 points. Richardson finds Horford, and the shot goes down. Horford's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Horford. Jonah Bolden comes in for Tobias Harris. And it's Zaire Smith in for Ben Simmons. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Walker with it. Now Smith defending. Tatum on the wing. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And all that Embiid needs really is positioning inside. I mean, once he has it, you know he's dunking.
Walker against Richardson. And here's Tatum for 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Embiid. And the dunk by Embiid.
Yeah, letting it rip. We're just having fun right now.
But they're playing well as a unit, taking shots they know they can make and building this lead.
And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Celtics. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. To end the run, and the 3 ball is good. Walker's got 5.
Well, look at Walker's percentages from beyond the arc. I mean, tremendous improvement over the last few years.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Yeah, I like the chess match that's going on here. Each team trying to find and exploit the favorable matchup on the floor.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Walker against Richardson. Pass to Embiid. Tipped away. It's stolen by Tice. Embiid with the steal. The shot's good from O'Quinn.
Good at recognizing when the defense is overcommitted. I mean, Embiid is terrific at sharing the ball.
Here's O'Quinn, and he converts the layup. O'Quinn's got his second basket.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around it.
And here's Walker outside. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here, looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Just when it comes to offensive rebounding, who does the best job of creating second chance opportunities now?
Oh, it's two names. Andre Drummond, Steven Adams. And the toughest part about it is, as a defender, you don't only have to worry about guarding your man, going over and helping, but then you have to worry about guys that are just hanging out in the rebound painted area, just waiting for their turn. And so it takes the wind out of you, it tires you out, but also your mental focus that game is all over the place because no matter what you're doing, you always have to come back to the thought, oh no, now box out because this guy's a beast on the floor.
On the floor for Boston, Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Jason Tatum is out there with Enes Kanter, and it's Tice in at the center position. Outside Tatum from downtown, and that one is off. So Philadelphia will take it the other way.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And yes, it's good.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Yeah, he went from not even playing basketball to the #3 pick in a matter of just 4 years. As Joel Embiid puts it, his life is a movie.
Boston making a switch here. Hayward's checked in. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. And the NBA veteran Luc Mbah a Moute hosts a camp every summer in Cameroon. Embiid basically was forced to attend it. And the rest, Chris, is history.
Yeah, 16 years old, Kevin. He moved to the U.S. He didn't speak English. He was getting teased and bullied. They laughed him out the gym. And that's when his competitive nature took over and carried him to greatness. Hope he's laughing now.
And Embiid throws it down.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Walker against Richardson. Can they get it? Good on the three-point shot. 8 points for Kemba Walker.
Yeah, Kevin. I mean, such a clever player in the pick and rolls. I mean, Walker's fantastic at making things happen.
Here's Simmons. It's blocked, and they'll keep possession. Here's Embiid over Tice. That one is good from Joel Embiid. Embiid's got 14 points now in the second half. There's Walker with the three. No good that time. Good work defensively by Richardson. Horford in the post, defended by Tice. Simmons looking it over. Shot clock at 6. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Embiid, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Philadelphia.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Joel Embiid.
He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
Outside, Simmons feeds it to Horford, and Tatum pulls it down. The Celtics on offense. Here's Hayward. Good work defensively by Richardson. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the defensive 3-second call. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
I mean, look, every year Harris looks more confident. He goes through stretches where he can dominate.
And Simmons kicks to Korkmaz. The feed to Embiid. Hangs in the air. It's deflected. Outside, Tatum comes up empty from 19 feet out.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Come on, you can't be selfish. You got to be willing to make the next pass. Otherwise, you're just predictable.
Here's Korkmaz. Here's Embiid. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly